everyone, in this video tutorial we will be going over how to create a letter size office hours flyer. First, open up Scribus. Under the new document window, change the size to letter and the default unit to inches, and then click OK. The example we're using has a colored background. You can use whatever color you'd like. You can use a color that ties into your church or organization's brand, or just a color that would look good wherever you're going to hang the flyer. In this example, we're using a cheerful orange. Since we want the orange to cover the entire page, we can use the Insert Shape tool and click and specify the exact size of the rectangle. We're going to make it 8.5 by 11, just like our document. And then you can drag the box to cover the page. This way is more precise, so you know the color will fill the page. When working with shapes in Scribus, by default a black line is added to the outside of every shape. Let's change this by going to Colors under Properties. If you don't see the Properties window, go to Windows, Properties. You can select the Edit Line Color properties, change it from black to none, and then switch to the Fill Color properties. So there's not an orange included in this list of colors. That's because these are just the default colors that Scribus has. If you want to use a color other than these, you'll need to create a custom color. To create a custom color, go to Edit, Colors, New. To get a new color, you can play around with these sliders, or you can start off by choosing a color close to the one you're looking for on this color map, and then use the sliders to adjust it accordingly. When you get the exact color that you're looking for, make sure you name it. You can name it whatever you like. We're going to name it background color. Click OK, and click OK again. Now, under the colors, you can see the one you just created. Click on it to select it, and now you have your background color. Now we can start adding text. Go to the Insert Text Frame tool. Let's drag out a text box near the top for the title. To start typing, double-click inside the text box. All of the formatting for the text will be done under the Text tab in Properties. Select all of your text. The font we use in our example is a nice bold font called Avenir Next Heavy. It's also a sans serif font, which means there aren't little feet on the letters. We have a separate video that briefly talks about type if you would like to learn more about the difference between serif and sans serif fonts. Our font size is 55. You want it to be a nice size so that it can be readable from a distance. And we're going to make the color of the text white so that there's better contrast between that and the colored background. Next, we can start adding the actual office hours. Choose another text frame. For this body text, we're going to use Avenir Next as well, but this time we're going to use bold weight for the days and the regular weight for the times. Select all of the text. To text, Avenir Next, and the font size for all of it will be 26. Here's an issue that you will run into with Scribus pretty often. You'll have text that wants to overlap. Make sure that you changed your line spacing to automatic to fix this issue. And you also may need to adjust your text box so that all of the text will fit. We're also going to change the font color to white before we adjust the weight of each kind. Now we're going to select the days and just change the weight to bold. Next, we're going to add the other body of text. This text will also be Avenir Next Regular, size 26, so that there's consistency throughout all of the text. Remember to change your line spacing to automatic, and the color is white. Next, we're going to create the box outline that's around the text in the example. Go to the Insert Shape tool, draw out a rough rectangle around the text. We can tweak the position of it later. In this case, you do want to work with the line color, so go to Colors. Under the Line Color properties, change black to white, and make sure that there is no fill color this time. Let's increase the weight of this line a little bit by going to Line under Properties and changing the line width to 4 points. And since your units are in inches, make sure you erase the whole thing and type 4 points with the unit included so that it will convert it properly. Next, we're going to add the dividing line between the two bodies of text. Go to the Insert Line tool. If you want, you can click and drag it out, but it's very easy for it to come at an angle, and we want it to be directly vertical. So when you're dragging it, make sure that the angle is at 270 degrees exactly, or to make it easier, you can use the Insert Line tool, click, and then specify the angle to be 270, and then click OK. Click one of the handles to make it longer. Watch the angle adjustment when you're doing it so that it will stay at 90 degrees exact. To make this easier, if you're on a Mac computer, you can hold down the Command button while you drag, or the Control button if you're on a Windows computer while you drag. This will keep the line locked at the current angle so that you don't have to worry about it getting messed up. When I'm working in Scribus, I like to toggle the preview mode sometimes, which is activated by the eyeball icon down here. Preview mode helps you see the document without all of the bounding boxes for the elements. This helps me to see how things look if things are off-centered or if spacing looks weird. Let's change the color of this line to white. Click on the line, go to Colors, make sure you're under Line Color Properties, and change black to white. We're going to change the line width to 2 points, so go to the Line tab, and under Line Width, make sure you specify 2 points. Now I'm adjusting the box so that it's centered on the page. If you need to edit the text, you'll need to adjust the levels of the items. When working in Scribus, everything is in an order of layers. If I try to click on this text box, all it does is select the outline box. That's because I created the outline box after I made the text, so this box is on top of the text. I can fix this by right-clicking on the box, going to Level, and Lower. Now, this box is below this text box, so I can edit this now. If I try to select this text, this box is still on top of that text box, so I need to right-click on the outline box again and choose Level and Lower. Now I can edit all three of these things. Now we can add the organization logo. Go to the Insert Image Frame tool, draw out a frame. To place your image into the image frame, right-click and choose Get Image. So right now the image frame is cutting off part of our logo. We can fix this by dragging the frame out until you see everything. We also want to make the logo a little smaller. With the image frame already selected, double click. You'll notice that those handles disappear. This is how you know that the image inside the frame is selected. Go to Image, and we're going to adjust the X scale and the Y scale. We want to make it smaller, so we're going to choose a value that's less than 100, and make sure that whatever value you choose for one of them, you use the same value for both, so that the image will scale proportionately. You can also toggle your zoom to see how things look from different angles. The last thing we need to add is the contact information for Simply Church. We're going to do this by going to the text frame tool again. Select this text. Let's edit it under the text panel. Remember that we're using Avenir Next, regular, and the font size is 18 point. Change your line spacing to automatic again, and change the color to white. The last thing we're going to do is simply adjust where some of these are. To select more than one object at a time, select your first object, and then hold down the Shift key and click on the others that you want to select. Once your spacing and alignment looks good, you're finished. And that's how you can create a colorful office hours flyer in Scribus for your organization. We hope you enjoyed this tutorial and thank you for watching.